Dr. Basu, what will be your common tips to an individual to stay away from any kind of mental illness?
What we can do to manage ourselves well in order to make sure that we have the best chance of not having a mental health problem. Clearly that's the best position to be in. Firstly, modern life has lots of stresses, and I find a lot of this in India now because it's such a competitive place. If you're a young person going to school, you will inevitably face a lot of pressure from your peers and perhaps from your parents even to succeed. It's really important for parents and the child, and importantly for the school and the government at large, to realize that young people are at extremely high levels of pressure. And if you're a young person, I would say if you're going through a stressful period, particularly regarding your education, make sure that you tell your parents, make sure that you tell your teachers, make sure, and for schools I think it's important to have a counselor, so that every school should have a counselor so that students who are going through very, very stressful times can access support. For the students themselves, it's important to take breaks. It's important to have a wide variety of activities, not just academics. I think the balance is a bit wrong here. There's a lot of pressure on students to just perform academically. I think schools should be bringing in other things into their curriculum, such as swimming, maybe tennis, or maybe football, cricket, anything other than just a whole lot of academics, because that is all work and no play makes Jack a very dull boy, often as you hear this being said. So it's really important to get the balance right. For families who have young children going to school, it's important to make sure that you don't put a lot of pressure on them to get straight A's or above 90% in their ICSE or ISE or whatever. I know that's important, but there's also your young child who's really important as well, and you honestly don't want that young man or woman necessarily to go through mental health difficulties. If you are a young adult going through a challenging workplace, and I believe there's a lot of bullying and harassment that goes on in the workplace as well, it's important to seek help from colleagues that you trust, maybe occupational health if you have such a department in your organization, and even telling other people about somebody if you're being bullied or harassed at the workplace, because that's another fundamental problem in challenging work environments. Consider a different line of work if you're not cut out to do something. So for example, somebody who his parents have forced him to get into medicine or engineering, who's simply not cut out to do that, is not going to do very well, and that's not going to have a very good impact upon his self-esteem and confidence going forward. So I think for that, at an early stage, identifying something that you're more likely to enjoy is something that you should definitely think about it. For people who are trying to think about their careers, Warren Buffett actually has gone online saying that do something that you can go tap dancing into work, right? So you don't want to be doing something which is a mere drudgery and you're thinking, oh my God, I'm not suited to this. You're much better off doing something that you actually enjoy. And I'm sure the financial things will come through once you begin to enjoy and beginning to deliver. Certainly when I was going to university, there were few options for people like us when we were going to university. Nowadays there's lots more options in India, and I certainly think there's a lot more to choose from. So choose your career carefully and make sure that you have a very good work-life balance.